Good morning. I'm here to talk to you about relaxing and what I've learned about relaxing. Number one is to stop drinking coffee. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but seriously, when I drink too much coffee, um, I get like my nervous system is revved up, but I don't realize that I am. I've gone back and forth between like decaf for like years and years. Actually, I'll just tell you the story a little bit. Hold on. Make sure you grab your coffee too. Okay, so I used to drink coffee like every single morning. Like I would be half asleep running out the door to get to work by 9 a.m. in my 9 to 5 job, and I would have coffee to go. And then throughout the day at work, I'd drink like 3 or 4 cups of coffee, sometimes even going to get a coffee at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then fast forward a few years, and I just ended up getting really sick, and I completely wiped everything out of my diet, and I just started with like an apple. I was like, okay, if I get sick from an apple, which I didn't, and then I just slowly added things, and I was not able to do coffee for years because any small amount of stimulant or caffeine would make my anxiety really bad. I was going through PTSD at the time, and I would just surprise panic attacks, right? So I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. So I didn't drink caffeine for years. I didn't even drink decaf. I just drank like herbal tea. And then my partner Robert, he drinks coffee. So every once in a while he'd bring me a little bit like try today. Totally enabling me. And I would, and sometimes I'd be okay, and other times I'd be like, no, I can't do that. So anyways, eventually I started drinking decaf, and that has a little bit of caffeine in it. So I started drinking decaf, and then slowly worked myself into like a little bit of half calf. And it's kind of funny because I'm working up to stimulant, right? But I actually enjoy coffee, and the way that it makes me feel, and I appreciate it. So, anyways, after like drinking coffee for a little while, I realized that my nervous system was going on overload again. So I would have to stop, like completely stop caffeine. Um, and so even now, these days, let me first say that I've gone completely off and back on and off and back on numerous times. I don't get like caffeine headaches or anything when I quit. I literally just stop because my nervous system is like, stop. So there's a lot of listening to my body in there. And what I notice is in the morning, before I've had a bunch of coffee or my cup of coffee, and at night, I feel most relaxed, and I think that's because I haven't revved up my nervous system. So this is probably the 1 cup of coffee that I'll have. Sometimes I start with decaf, sometimes I start with half calf. It really just depends on what we have in the house, but I'm very careful about how much coffee I consume. Um, at least I try to be really mindful of it, because I do notice these days that I get all up in arms over like simple stuff if I have too much, and I get anxiety to record videos and anxiety that's just not there when I'm not caffeinated. So anyway, long story short, um, so there's that. And let me take a drink here. You're hearing this water pot boil because I have like a coffee press behind me. I was going to make some half calf coffee after this. But I don't really know what I'm doing. It's early in the morning, so if you hear that, that's what it is. Um, about relaxing, aside from revving up our nervous system, I used to not give myself permission to relax until I met some standard of accomplishment in my head, which is interesting because the standard had a lot to do with like a feeling of achievement, accomplishment, preferred outcome, something like that, which is nuts, right? Because it's not good for your system. It wasn't good for my system. And like, who deserves that? Who deserves that? I mean, we wouldn't do that to our children or to anybody we love. So why do we do it to ourselves? And I found that achievement, that permission to feel relaxed after that perceived achievement, that achievement is just, I mean, it's something that we made up anyway. Like, we made it all up. There's no rules to life saying that you must achieve X before you can do X. Like, we made that up. Achievement can be anything to anybody. Like, when I was sick a while ago, like, my achievement, I just had like a cold and like a mild headache and just, low energy. My achievement was like doing a load of laundry. And I made that up. That was something I was happy that I got done. And luckily I was like, didn't feel well enough to really care about the relaxation thing, because I was already like doing the best that I could. But I talk about this in a business sense and in a accomplishment sense and in a preferred outcome sense, because what I found is that when we allow ourselves to relax all the time, we tend to experience more of those moments of what we perceive as accomplishment or preferred outcomes. So we're doing it backwards. So instead of giving ourselves permission to relax after we achieve something that we make up in our own mind, why not make up the fact that we can relax 100% of the time and explore a little bit and see what else comes to our life experience as far as accomplishment and perception goes. That's my thought there. Because studies have found that when people are relaxed, they actually accomplish more and they perform better. And I know as a coach and a teacher and my own experience, I see that when people are relaxed, they have a better experience of what they're doing as well. So there's that. And they end up achieving more with less energy. So one of the best tips I got was, just try to do like 80% or 90 if you have to, but stop pushing to 100%. Because it takes a lot of energy to push yourself to 100%. I mean, think about that. When you're pushing yourself to 100%, the gas pedal's on the floor. That takes a lot of energy just to push yourself that far. So if you relax and allow yourself to do 90 or 80%, the same amount of focus and determination and all that is still there, but you're not using up so much energy. So you're putting more energy into what you're working to achieve or accomplish. So you actually get more done when you relax, and it's a better experience. That's what I wanted to talk to you today about. So thanks for joining me, and happy learning. I'll see you next time.